Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to crack the code on one of the most underutilized assets in the entire data world, sound. Yeah, we're diving deep into a new set of tools that can turn your audio and video files from, just these silent storage hogs into an incredible source of powerful, actionable intelligence. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if all those conversations, all the meetings, every single call happening in your organization could just tell you its secrets? Not just what was said, but the feeling behind it, the key topics, the action items. I mean, what would you even do with that kind of power? Because let's be real, that's the situation right now. For most companies, there are just countless hours of raw intelligence completely trapped inside these unstructured audio and video files. We're talking customer service calls, sales pitches, product feedback, internal trainings. It's this massive, unheard data goldmine, and it's just sitting there, waiting. For years, the problem has always been about scale, right? Trying to analyze this stuff has been this manual, super expensive, and honestly, pretty much impossible task of just listening for hours and hours, trying to find some consistent insights. Well, that is all about to change. Okay, this is where the game really changes. Snowflake is tackling this problem head on with a new function in Cortex AI, and it is built specifically to unlock all of that audio data. It's called AI_transcribe, and it is the key to turning all that noise into a clear signal. So what is it exactly? Well, AI transcribe is a fully managed SQL function. Now, the keywords there are managed and SQL. Managed means you don't have to set up any complex infrastructure. And SQL means you can process your audio and video files right where they live, using a command that data teams already know and love. And when I say simple, I really mean it. Just look at this. This is the actual command. For anyone who works with SQL, this looks incredibly familiar. You're just pointing the function at a file that's stored in a Snowflake stage and telling it to go. That's it. It handles all the AI model stuff for you and just brings back the results. And what does it bring back? Clean, readable text like this, a quote pulled directly from a financial consultation call. Instantly, an unstructured conversation becomes searchable data. But it's more than that, right? You could almost feel the panic in the client's voice just by reading the words on the screen. But getting a big wall of text is really just the beginning. The true power comes from understanding the context of the conversation. Who said what, and when did they say it? This is where AI transcribe starts to get really sophisticated. So the function gives you control over the level of detail you want in the output. The default mode, that gives you the clean transcript we just saw. But you can also choose Word to get a precise timestamp for every single word, or Speaker to break down the conversation turn by turn. Let's just focus on that Word mode for a sec. This is perfect for building a better user experience. Imagine a training video where you can click on any word in the transcript and instantly jump to that exact moment in the video. That's exactly what word-level timestamps let you do. Now, let's look at Speaker mode. This example here is from a multilingual call. The function automatically figures out that a new person, speaker_01, is talking. It even handles the translation. This separation of who is speaking is absolutely crucial for any real analysis. And then, boom, the function identifies the other person, speaker02, responding. All of a sudden, you're not just analyzing content, you're analyzing the flow of an actual conversation, the back and forth between a customer and an agent, or maybe a manager and their direct report. And this is where we get to the real magic. Transcription is that first essential step, but the true value, the real wow moment, is when you start chaining these AI functions together to build a complete analytical pipeline, all inside of Snowflake. So the workflow is everything. You start with your audio file. Step 2, you use AI_transcribe to get the text. But then, and this is the key, you can immediately pass that text to another Cortex function like AI_sentiment to analyze the emotion, and then pass that result to AI_complete, which can summarize or answer questions about the text. Just look at this output. By feeding the transcript into AI_sentiment, you automatically get this incredible breakdown. The overall sentiment was negative. Okay, the client felt negatively about the market, sure, but also about the agent's professionalism and the call's resolution. That is insight you could never get at scale by just listening. And then you take it one step further. The transcript and the sentiment analysis were fed to AI Complete with a simple prompt. Summarize how the agent can improve. And the result is this incredibly specific, actionable feedback for coaching. This entire process, from audio file to agent assessment, can be completely automated. It's wild. And hey, it's not just for call centers. Think about video content. You can transcribe a podcast, then run AI Complete on the text to automatically pull out every brand that was mentioned. For anyone doing sponsorship or advertising analytics, this is an absolute game changer. Here, it just found mentions of Calvin Klein, Doritos, and more, just by analyzing the conversation. So yeah, the potential is clearly huge. But how practical is it to actually implement? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of how this all works and what you'd need to get started. First off, this thing is built for a global scale. It supports dozens of languages, from Arabic all the way to Ukrainian. And what's really cool is it automatically detects them. You can even have multiple languages in the same file. It also, of course, handles all the common audio and video formats you'd expect. And the big question, right? What does it cost? Well, the documentation estimates it works out to approximately 70 cents per hour of audio processed. I mean, think about that. That price point makes analyzing huge archives of audio not just possible, but actually economically viable, maybe for the very first time. So if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The fundamental shift here is turning these messy, unstructured audio and video files into clean, structured data that you can query and join and analyze just like any other table in your database. It brings a whole new dimension of data right into the fold. Which, brings us right back to where we started. That unheard goldmine of data is sitting there, in your call recordings, in your video meetings. Now that you have the tools to finally make it talk, the only question left is, what are you going to ask it first?